Chosen one, listen carefully. You are not here by accident. This moment right now is a divine appointment written into your timeline before you even knew to look for it. Heaven has aligned this second in perfect precision. The Spirit of God has been stirring the atmosphere. And you've been summoned to hear this word because the coming days are crucial. Something holy is unfolding. The invisible is about to become visible. What you've been sensing, the pressure, the stillness, the strange anticipation, is heaven's way of saying now is the time. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift, a kairos moment where destiny meets divine timing. As it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, the vision waits for an appointed time. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will surely come. That time is no longer waiting. It is here. Anointed one, open your spirit, for what's about to happen will not be delayed. The hour has been activated. The transformation you've prayed for, the release you've fasted for, the breakthrough you've whispered in the dark, it's moving toward you even now. Stay alert. Stay ready. The heavens are opening and your divine turning point has begun. Chosen one, take a breath and listen. You are not watching this by coincidence. This moment has been arranged in heaven. Every delay, every detour, every quiet night where you wondered if God had forgotten you, it was all divine design. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift. What's about to unfold in your life will not only confirm His promises, but redefine who you are becoming. You've prayed, you've hoped, and you've carried dreams that began to feel like distant echoes. But Anointed One, Heaven, has been listening. The silence you felt wasn't absence, it was strategy. The pressure you feel right now is not punishment, it's preparation. God is aligning everything around you, and the movement has already begun. You can sense it, that holy stirring in your spirit, the feeling that something unseen is about to break open. That's not imagination. It's confirmation that the appointed time has arrived. I know how it feels to wait so long that hope starts to fade. I've walked through seasons when doors closed, people turned away, and faith felt like a whisper. But later, I saw that every no was protection, every silence was mercy. What felt like loss was actually pruning. Chosen one. The same hand that covered you in hiddenness is now unveiling you in purpose. You were never overlooked. You were being refined for something that could not come early. This is the hour where heaven accelerates. The timing of God is not slow, it's precise. When He moves, He compresses years into days. You are about to see divine acceleration in ways you can't explain. Opportunities will appear where there were none. Conversations will open unseen pathways. Provision will flow where there once was lack. These are not coincidences, they are signs of alignment. When God opens a door, don't hesitate. Move with boldness. The same Spirit that called you will sustain you. Chosen one. This is your wake-up call. The next few days carry spiritual weight. Stay alert. The decisions you make now will shape not just your future, but generations after you. Heaven is testing posture, not perfection. Be still, be humble, and stay obedient. You've been prepared for this moment, not through ease, but through endurance. Every tear, every silent surrender has been a seed. And now heaven says, it's time for the harvest. Your obedience is unlocking divine flow. What once required struggle will begin to unfold naturally. You'll notice peace returning to your heart. You'll feel clarity in your mind. You'll see doors open without force. These are the fingerprints of God confirming that what was written in heaven is now manifesting on earth. Don't fear the speed of what's coming. Acceleration is not chaos, it's fulfillment. You won't have to strive for this next blessing, you'll step into it. But remember, when the favor arrives, stay rooted in humility. Your purpose is not to impress, but to impact. You carry oil meant to bless others, to shift atmospheres, to awaken faith in those around you. I say this as someone who has walked through the fire and come out refined. The season you are entering will reveal why the waiting was necessary. The very storms that tried to drown you have now become your anointing. The wilderness that once felt like punishment was your training ground. You've been shaped for divine mission. Chosen one, your time has come. Heaven has called your name, and the next move of God will not be small. It will be sudden, precise, undeniable. Keep your spirit open, your heart pure, and your steps steady. Because what's coming is not just a blessing, it's a divine unveiling. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was delayed is about to be delivered. And when it happens, you'll know this was God, and this was your moment. Chosen one. The air around you is shifting. You can feel it, can't you? The atmosphere has grown heavy with purpose, the kind of weight that only comes before something sacred breaks through. You may not see it yet, but heaven is moving pieces into place with precision. Everything that once felt delayed, everything that seemed denied, is now aligning at divine speed. This isn't just a new chapter, it's the unveiling of what was hidden in the old one. In this moment, you are being summoned higher, not in status, but in spirit. God is pulling you into a new dimension of clarity and authority. You've been living in a cycle of endurance, but now He's calling you into a rhythm of manifestation. The waiting season has done its work. It stripped away distractions, humbled your desires, and refined your focus. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. The Lord was quiet because He was calibrating your heart to hear His next instruction clearly. Anointed one, hear this. Your obedience is creating movement in realms you cannot see. Every act of faith, every time you spoke life when you wanted to give up, every time you sowed when you lacked, every time you forgave when bitterness wanted to rule, it was recorded. Heaven keeps perfect record, and now the scales of divine justice are tipping in your favor. This next release will not be ordinary. It will carry the fragrance of redemption. I remember a season in my life when I felt like I had lost everything: stability, direction, even the confidence to believe again. But it was in that emptiness that I met the fullness of God. He showed me that brokenness isn't the end of the story. It's the soil of transformation. And that same grace that rebuilt me is about to rebuild you. You've been carrying invisible wounds, quietly holding your family together, praying for people who didn't even know you were interceding for them. Heaven saw that. God saw that. And now He is rewarding that unseen faithfulness. Chosen one. This is not just about your breakthrough, it's about your lineage. What God is releasing through you will ripple through generations. You were chosen to break cycles: fear, poverty, division, rejection. You were handpicked to be the one who says, "It ends with me." Heaven is transferring spiritual authority to you because you have proven trustworthy in the shadows. The same oil that sustained David in the field before he faced Goliath is the oil that's resting on your life now. You didn't seek power, you sought purpose, and that's what makes you ready. The coming days are crucial because they will test your readiness. Divine acceleration requires discernment. Not every opportunity is an open door from heaven, and not every delay is an attack. You must stay close to the voice of the Spirit. Listen for subtle guidance, a quiet nudge, a divine prompting, a sudden peace that replaces confusion. That's how heaven speaks. The next instruction won't come through chaos, but through calm. And as it unfolds, you'll see that this isn't just a blessing, it's a mission. God is releasing resources, financial, relational, spiritual, to position you for kingdom impact. You'll notice unexpected connections forming unexpected favor being shown, and ideas dropping into your mind that feel too big for you. Don't shrink back. Don't disqualify yourself. If heaven gave it to you, heaven will sustain it. Anointed. 1. You're not just stepping into abundance, you're stepping into assignment. You'll carry wisdom that restores families, words that awaken faith in others, and a presence that carries peace wherever you go. This is the rise of divine authority, not born of ego, but of obedience. So stay ready, stay surrendered. The same spirit that guided Abraham through the unknown is guiding you now. Walk by faith, not by sight, because in the coming days the invisible will become visible. The waiting will turn into walking, and the prophecy will become your present reality. This is your divine moment, and heaven is depending on your yes. Chosen one. Something sacred is unfolding beneath the surface of your ordinary days. Even when life feels still, heaven is at work weaving divine intention into your steps. You are not just being guided, you are being positioned. What looks like routine is actually revelation in disguise. The Spirit of God is whispering through details you once overlooked: the timing of a conversation, the sudden shift in your emotions, the quiet desire to pull away from noise and draw closer to peace. That's not coincidence, that's calling. You've been walking with unseen angels, navigating paths that others couldn't survive. The storms you endured were never meant to destroy you. They were designed to reveal what cannot be shaken. You see, heaven allows pressure to expose purpose. What looked like warfare was actually training. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every delay, all of it taught your spirit endurance. You didn't just survive the wilderness. You learned how to listen in silence. Anointed one. You've reached the point where God can trust you with revelation that others might misuse. That's why your circle has grown smaller. That's why isolation became your tutor. He was removing voices that could distort his message. He was teaching you to discern the divine frequency of his will. When you're chosen, you can't rely on external applause. Your confirmation must come from heaven. The coming days are crucial because they will unveil what has been maturing in secret. You've been incubating divine blueprints, ideas, ministries, missions, movements, and now heaven is ready to release them. Don't underestimate what's stirring inside you. The same God who called Moses from a burning bush is calling you through a quiet conviction that won't let you rest until you move. You feel it, don't you? That pull toward obedience, that sense that time is running short, that urgency to act, that's divine timing pressing against the walls of your spirit. There's a window opening, and it won't remain open forever. When heaven announces now, hesitation becomes disobedience. Move when he moves. Speak when he nudges. Release what he's placed in your hands, even if you're unsure how it will be received. Your job is not to predict outcomes. It's to obey instruction. God has already arranged the atmosphere for favor. You just have to walk through the threshold. And understand this, the breakthrough won't only bless you, it will awaken others. Your obedience is someone else's permission to believe again. Your story will remind people that faith still moves mountains, that prayer still opens doors, and that God still uses ordinary vessels to perform extraordinary miracles. I've seen it with my own eyes, the moment when God turns what broke you into what builds you. I've watched him take failure and make it fuel, and he's about to do the same through you. So don't rush, but don't resist either. flow. Let the Spirit lead every decision, every word, every step. The alignment you've been praying for is already here. It just needs your cooperation. Chosen one, stay sensitive. The next few days will carry divine signals. Some will come as confirmation, others as redirection. Pay attention to peace. It's your compass. Where there is peace, there is purpose. Where there is confusion, pause. Heaven is teaching you that discernment is greater than speed. This is your moment of divine synchronization, spirit, soul, and assignment aligning as one. You've waited long enough. Now heaven says, move forward, step into your authority. The next chapter begins with your yes, anointed one. What's coming next will require courage. Heaven doesn't elevate you for comfort. It promotes you for purpose. You're being positioned not to escape pressure, but to carry power through it. The mantle on your life is increasing. That's why things around you feel heavier, not because you're being punished, but because you're being trusted. God gives weight to those who can bear glory. The coming days are not random, they are strategic. You will begin to see acceleration in strange ways, old dreams, reigniting forgotten projects, resurfacing divine opportunities appearing out of nowhere. These are the indicators that the spiritual gates are open. Don't treat them as coincidences. Every detail matters now. The alignment is delicate but precise. Heaven is arranging encounters that will launch you into purpose faster than logic allows. But with acceleration comes testing. Can you remain humble when favor increases? Can you stay grounded when people start to notice your light? The same grace that elevates also demands maturity. God is not just releasing blessings, He's shaping character. Because when you carry influence in the Spirit, your posture determines your protection. I've learned this truth the hard way. Years ago, I prayed for promotion. But when it came, it didn't look like a platform, it looked like responsibility. I realized that favor isn't applause, it's assignment. And the same is true for you. The next level of your calling won't just feel like success, it will feel like stewardship. God is giving you things that require careful handling, people to guide words, to speak wisdom, to share resources, to manage. And He's trusting that you'll remember the secret. It was never about your strength. It was always about His Spirit. Chosen one, don't mistake divine opportunity for personal achievement. Every open door is sacred. Treat it like holy ground. Step softly, speak wisely, move with reverence. Because these doors are not just for you, they're for every soul connected to your destiny. The way you walk through them will determine how far the blessing flows. The world will soon see what heaven already knows, that your glow didn't come from success. It came from surrender, that your power isn't loud, it's steady, that your influence isn't forced, it's breathed by grace. This is the beauty of divine alignment. You don't have to strive. You simply have to stay yielded. The next few days will bring signs that confirm this word. Conversations will happen by chance, but carry divine instruction. Opportunities will appear that mirror past disappointments, but this time they'll be anointed. You'll sense it. The peace will be undeniable. The timing will be too perfect to question. That's when you'll know God has accelerated your timeline. So stay ready. Don't overanalyze. Don't look back. Keep your spirit light and your hands open. Heaven is pouring out what was once withheld. What used to take effort will start to flow. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time with the right people. Not by planning, but by providence. Chosen one, this is your Kairos moment, your divinely appointed hour. The days ahead are sacred. Handle them with faith. Heaven's blueprint is unfolding before your eyes, and your obedience is unlocking it line by line. Walk forward, speak boldly, stay humble. You are stepping into divine visibility, and heaven is with you in every step. Chosen one. There is a reason the pressure has increased around you. The spiritual realm recognizes what's about to be released. You are standing at the threshold of something holy, the kind of shift that changes the rhythm of your entire life. The warfare wasn't random, it was a sign. The closer you are to breakthrough, the louder resistance becomes. But you are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being confronted because you carry authority. Hell knows what heaven has written about you. The enemy saw your name in divine archives before you ever did. That's why you faced unusual warfare, why battles seemed endless, why your peace was tested again and again. But the fact that you're still standing, still listening, still believing, that's the evidence that you've already won. You've been chosen to outlast storms that would have buried others. Your endurance is your proof. Anointed one. The coming days are not days of collapse, they are days of coronation. Heaven is placing spiritual crowns on the heads of those who stayed faithful in the fire. Every tear you've sown in private has watered the soil of destiny, and now the harvest is breaking through. You won't have to fight for recognition or validation. Heaven is your witness, and heaven is about to announce you. But hear this when the announcement comes: stay grounded. The anointing attracts attention, both divine and human. Some will be drawn to your light, others will be intimidated by it. Don't shrink to make them comfortable, and don't boast to make yourself feel worthy. Let humility guard your glory. God is not just lifting you for visibility, He's lifting you for influence. You are being sent into spaces where your very presence will shift atmospheres. People will sense peace when you walk in. They'll feel conviction without you saying a word. That's the mark of a true vessel. I know what it feels like to carry that kind of presence. It's both beautiful and heavy. Years ago, I walked through a season where everyone misunderstood the quiet in me. They thought it was withdrawal, but it was transformation. God was teaching me to speak less and carry more, to release my authority not through argument, but through alignment. That's what He's doing with you now. You're learning that power isn't in noise, it's in nearness. When you stay close to God, you don't have to prove anything. Your spirit speaks louder than words. Chosen one. This next phase of your life will look like divine reversal. The same areas where you once faced loss will now become places of restoration. The same people who overlooked you will witness your elevation. The same doors that shut in your face will open effortlessly. But remember, this isn't revenge, it's revelation. God is showing everyone, including you, that He wastes nothing. The financial shift that's approaching isn't just about wealth, it's about witness. God is releasing resources to establish order, to build what honors Him, to fund missions, to heal communities, to restore families. This is a season of divine transfer, not to inflate your ego, but to expand your impact. He's placing things in your hands because He trusts your heart. Stay generous, stay grateful, and you'll see the supernatural flow without interruption. Every choice you make in the coming days matters. Heaven is watching for alignment, not perfection. Small acts of obedience. The phone call you've delayed, the apology you've avoided, the idea you've ignored could be the key that unlocks your next season. Move when you're prompted. Don't dismiss the small nudges. They are often the gateways to larger blessings. This is your defining moment, chosen one. Heaven has declared enough waiting. You are crossing over into manifestation. You'll soon realize that the delay was never denial, it was divine orchestration. And when everything begins to move, you'll look back and understand why it took this long, because what God is building through, you needed a foundation that couldn't crack under favor. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders, breathe deeply. The preparation is over. The performance of His promise has begun, and you, yes, you are the vessel chosen to carry it. Anointed one. This is where your story begins to make sense. The past few years weren't wasted. They were written. Every detour, every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer was a chapter in your divine preparation. You were being trained for a mission that extends beyond you, a heavenly assignment that touches generations. What's happening now is not coincidence. It's fulfillment. You've entered the hour of unveiling. The spiritual curtain is lifting and God is exposing purpose that was hidden in plain sight. What you thought was ordinary will soon prove extraordinary. The gifts you minimized are about to magnify. You'll discover that what you called weakness was actually your gateway to power. The moments you labeled failure were actually divine rehearsals for what's next. Chosen one. Heaven is calling you to stand in your authority. You've carried humility well, but now it's time to carry boldness. God is not asking you to hide behind false modesty. You were not created to blend in. You were crafted to build, to heal, to lead. There's a generation waiting for the sound of your obedience. When you move, others will move. When you speak, chains will break. You've asked God for signs, and they're already appearing. The number sequences, the dreams, the people crossing your path, they're not random. They're confirmations that heaven has opened your file. You are on divine record. The blueprint of your destiny is unfolding line by line, and the Spirit is saying, stay ready. Don't slow down now. The coming days will test your focus. The enemy will try to distract you with noise, confusion, or sudden emotional storms, but discern the difference between chaos and calling. Not every interruption deserves your attention. Protect your peace as if it were treasure, because it is. Peace is the language of heaven. When you feel it, you're in alignment. When you lose it, pause and pray. Anointed one. God is not just blessing you, He's building you into a spiritual landmark. You will become evidence that faith still works, that endurance still produces fruit, that surrender still brings glory. People will ask how you made it through, and your answer will point them back to the one who carried you. I've learned that divine transformation rarely looks glamorous. Sometimes it looks like crying on the floor and still saying, Amen. Sometimes it looks like forgiving those who don't apologize. Sometimes it looks like smiling while the process burns away everything temporary. That's what refinement looks like. It's painful, but it's purposeful. The coming days are crucial because they hold divine opportunity. God is releasing assignments that require immediate response. Don't wait for validation. Move in confirmation. You already have heaven's approval. You've been tested long enough. You've been proven faithful. Now it's time to execute. The instructions you receive in prayer are not suggestions, they're sacred keys. Write them down. Act on them quickly. The window won't stay open forever. And as you move, provision will meet you. Doors will open mid-step. The right people will appear at the right moment. This is how divine flow works. It follows obedience. The supernatural doesn't wait for comfort. It responds to courage. Chosen one. I say this as someone who has walked through delay and come out in destiny. God never forgot you. He was simply waiting for the right season to display you. That season is now. Walk with reverence. Walk with confidence. Walk knowing that heaven itself is backing your every step. The world is about to see what heaven already knew, that you were chosen for such a time as this. Chosen one, you've entered the stage where heaven begins to reveal the why behind your wilderness. The trials you faced weren't random attacks. They were refining fires. Every tear that fell, every door that closed, every misunderstanding that left you feeling isolated, all of it was sculpting something divine within you. What you carried silently is about to speak loudly. You didn't survive just to tell a story. You survived to become one. In this season, heaven is converging the unseen and the seen. The spiritual blueprint written over your life is merging with the physical realm. That's why things may feel intense. Light and darkness are clashing around you. Old patterns are crumbling because they can't survive in the frequency of your new assignment. This is your crossing over moment, the narrow passage between old identity and new authority. You can't go back, and you can't stay still. The only way forward is obedience. Anointed one, you're not stepping into something small, you're stepping into something generational. You're carrying promises that belong to your bloodline. God chose you because He saw your willingness to break cycles others accepted as normal. You said yes in silence, and now heaven is saying yes to you in public. The coming days will unveil evidence that your obedience has unlocked inheritance. What was stolen from your lineage, peace, wealth, connection, vision, is being restored through you. But here's the truth. Few will tell you before the manifestation comes. There is always a moment of testing. God will ask you to trust what you can't trace. He'll ask you to move before you see proof. You might feel tension between faith and fear, but remember this, the bridge between the two is obedience. Walk by faith, even if your knees tremble. You are not walking into uncertainty, you are walking into fulfillment. The weight of divine responsibility may feel overwhelming, but that's because you're carrying something heavy with heaven's fingerprints. You are not the same person who entered the valley. You've matured in discernment. You hear differently. You see differently. What used to move you no longer does, and what used to scare you now seems small. That's how you know the transformation is complete. I remember when I first realized that God had changed my spiritual posture. I didn't need applause or recognition anymore. Peace became my confirmation. The same will happen for you. When you feel that deep stillness, that sacred quiet in your spirit, that's heaven's way of saying you're aligned, you're ready, chosen one. Heaven is watching for your next move. You're standing on sacred ground, the border between promise and performance. And just like the Israelites before Jericho, your victory will require both silence and sound. There will be moments to wait and moments to shout. You'll know which is which because the Spirit will lead you step by step. The coming days carry divine choreography. Encounters will happen at exact moments. Words will come from unexpected voices. Emails, messages, or dreams will confirm what you've been sensing. Don't dismiss them as coincidences. Nothing in this season is random. Heaven is speaking through patterns, numbers, timing, even delays. Everything is communication for those who listen in the Spirit. So stand firm, don't rush ahead, and don't lag behind. Move with the rhythm of grace. The promise you've been praying for isn't coming to you. It's already here, waiting for your readiness. Heaven doesn't delay miracles, it waits for maturity. And now that you've been refined, God can trust you with the blessing. Chosen one, this is the hour of divine proof. The evidence will be visible. What was whispered in your spirit will now be seen by others. This is your sign the warfare is ending, the waiting is lifting, and the promise is unfolding. The next breath you take carries destiny. The coming days are crucial because they mark the beginning of your public rise. Anointed One, as you step into this next phase, understand this truth. Your atmosphere is shifting because your assignment is expanding. God is not just changing your surroundings. He's changing your influence. You are being elevated from surviving battles to shaping outcomes. The grace that once sustained you is now becoming the grace that sustains others through you. You're moving from being rescued to being a rescuer. This is divine promotion, and it comes with both power and responsibility. The coming days are portals, windows of opportunity where heaven meets earth in precise alignment. If you stay spiritually alert, you'll sense divine intersections unfolding. People you've never met will begin to play key roles in your destiny. Locations you never planned to visit will call your spirit. Conversations that seem casual will contain divine codes. Heaven will whisper through timing. Pay attention to how peace follows obedience. That's your compass chosen. One, you may feel an unfamiliar restlessness, a holy discomfort that refuses to let you settle. Don't resist it. That's heaven pulling you into movement. The Spirit is saying, leave the familiar. Step into the unknown. I've gone ahead of you. The unknown isn't dangerous when God is leading. It's destiny undisguised. I know that step can feel terrifying. I remember when I first walked into a season where nothing was secure, no clear map, no reassurance from people, no visible safety net. But in that uncertainty, I encountered God in ways comfort could never offer. I learned that faith doesn't always look like confidence. Sometimes it looks like trembling steps that never stop moving forward. And on the other side of obedience, I found miracles waiting. You will too. You are walking into accelerated seasons, where one yes can rewrite years of struggle. Divine timing is converging with divine opportunity. The doors that open in this window won't be the kind you can force. They'll be weightless, frictionless, filled with peace. Heaven will make the way so smooth that you'll know it's not by your strength. And when it happens, humility must be your anchor. Remember, promotion without posture becomes pride, and pride destroys what prayer built. Anointed One, don't confuse quiet with inactivity. Heaven moves silently before it moves suddenly. Even when you can't see progress, there's construction happening behind the veil. The foundation of your next season is being poured right now in prayer, in worship, in surrender. Every time you choose peace over panic, faith over fear, obedience over opinion, another stone is set in place. The Spirit of God is building something generational through you. What starts as a whisper in your life will echo in your bloodline. Children, families, and nations will be touched by the ripple of your obedience. That's why you must protect your purity, your focus, and your fire. The oil on your life was costly, pressed out through tears and time. Don't let distractions dilute it. These next few days will carry divine tests disguised as choices. Not every opportunity will be from God. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Learn to wait for the peace that follows His presence. The devil imitates open doors, but only God fills them with purpose. You'll know it's divine when it multiplies peace, not pressure. Chosen One, you are walking into a season of holy exposure. God is putting your name in the mouths of those who matter for your destiny. Rooms you didn't enter physically will begin to discuss your purpose spiritually. You don't have to chase platforms. Heaven is building one for you. Just stay aligned. Your obedience is your visibility. Your humility is your armor. Your worship is your weapon. The next few days will feel like divine acceleration, not chaos, but completion. Every unfinished thing will begin to fall into place. Every unanswered question will find its closure. Heaven is saying, it is time. So lift your head, anointed one. The clouds are parting. What was prophesied is now prepared. Walk boldly into what's been waiting for you. The season of preparation has ended. The season of performance has begun. And this time, the spotlight belongs to God. Chosen one, listen closely. This next chapter of your journey is not about endurance anymore. It's about expansion. You have been faithful in obscurity, and now heaven is enlarging your territory. But this enlargement won't come through striving or self-promotion. It will come through divine orchestration. The same hand that hid you is now unveiling you. The same silence that tested you is now announcing you. You are stepping into divine visibility, not for fame, but for function. You will notice that people who once overlooked you will begin to reach out, not because they suddenly see your worth, but because God has revealed it to them. When heaven highlights you, no man can hide you. Don't let bitterness pollute this moment. Forgive freely and move forward gracefully. The ones who doubted you are about to witness the proof of what God whispered long ago. This is vindication not through revenge, but through revelation. Anointed one. This is a sacred season. The Spirit of God is fine-tuning your hearing. The coming days will bring divine downloads, ideas, strategies, instructions and visions that carry the blueprint for your next level. Heaven is about to reveal specific steps for what you must build, release, or begin. Some of these instructions will challenge your logic, but don't resist. You're being invited into partnership with divine intelligence. I remember when I first heard God tell me to walk away from something that looked secure. It made no sense. But obedience doesn't require understanding, it requires trust. And the moment I said yes, provision appeared from directions I never expected. What I thought was loss became liberation. The same will happen for you. You are about to experience how heaven provides for those who move in faith. Chosen one, be watchful. There will be sudden changes, shifts in connections, environments, even emotions. Don't fight them. The divine hand is repositioning you. What you perceive as instability is actually realignment. The ground beneath you isn't shaking to destroy you, it's shifting to reveal new foundation. God is rearranging your atmosphere to make room for the assignment that's descending. These next few days are crucial. Stay in the posture of listening. Turn down the volume of distraction so you can hear the frequency of destiny. There will be moments when you sense something urgent, a prompting to pray, to move, to call someone, or to rest. Follow those promptings. They are divine nudges guiding you into perfect timing. Heaven's rhythm doesn't operate by human calendars. It follows obedience. You're walking into divine acceleration, but acceleration without awareness can become chaos. Guard your peace fiercely. Protect your mornings with prayer and your nights with gratitude. Before you make decisions, pause and ask, does this align with peace? If it doesn't, it's not your path. The Spirit will never lead you into panic. He leads you into presence. And understand, you are not walking alone. There are angelic assignments surrounding you. The battles that once exhausted you are no longer yours to fight. The reinforcements have arrived. You'll start to feel divine ease where there was once strain. Things will flow, not because you're forcing them, but because heaven is fueling them. Anointed one, your time is not coming, it's here. Every delay has served its purpose. The waiting room has become the birthing room. What you prayed for is now pressing to emerge. You'll sense it in your body, your dreams, your spirit, that undeniable push that says, now. So stand tall, walk with reverence, keep your eyes on what's unfolding, not what's fading. You've crossed over from preparation to performance. Heaven has declared the word over your life, and this time it will not return void. Anointed One, as this divine unveiling continues, you must understand the weight of what's been placed upon your life. The calling you carry is not light, because the legacy it will birth is eternal. You are walking into a moment where heaven's agenda meets your obedience, and that intersection is where miracles multiply. What's coming will not just shift your personal life, it will shift entire environments. This is not about a single breakthrough. This is about generational restoration. God is healing stories that began before you and planting promises that will bloom after you. You are the bridge between what was broken and what will be blessed. That's why your life has felt so unusual, because it's not just about you. Every battle you've faced has been intercession for those who will follow. Every tear has watered a seed that your children and your children's children will harvest. Chosen One, heaven is asking you to rise in maturity. The next level of glory requires stewardship, not excitement. The same grace that brings elevation also demands discipline. God is releasing abundance, but He's also watching how you handle it. Will you build altars or idols? Will you give Him glory or seek your own? The posture of your heart will determine the permanence of your blessing. I remember a moment when God began to elevate me in ways I didn't expect. Suddenly, doors opened and opportunities multiplied. But with that came the test to remember who opened those doors. I had to learn to pause and praise, to stay low while being lifted high. That's the secret to sustained favor: humility. The oil flows through those who remain yielded. Anointed One, the coming days will bring divine responsibility. Heaven will entrust you with influence, resources, and reach. Use them wisely. The people around you will begin to look to you for direction, comfort, or clarity. Don't shrink from that, but don't let pride take root either. Let compassion lead. Speak gently. Love fiercely. Lead quietly. The mark of divine authority isn't domination, it's service. There's also a warning hidden in the wind. Not everyone who applauds your rise is assigned to your journey. Discern intentions, not just words. Some will admire your light, others will attempt to drain it. Guard your space, protect your time. Spiritual maturity is knowing when to open your hands and when to close your gates. The days ahead will feel like divine acceleration, but they will also require rest. Rest is not inactivity, it's alignment. The Sabbath principle isn't about laziness, it's about trust. When you pause to rest in faith, you declare that God is in control of what you've started. Rest keeps your spirit sharp and your discernment clear. Chosen One, this phase will bring supernatural confirmation. Signs, wonders, and prophetic dreams will increase. The Spirit will communicate through symbols, numbers, and unexpected encounters. You'll wake up knowing exactly what to do, and doors will open before you even knock. The key is consistency, staying spiritually tuned when everything around you speeds up. You are now entering the fulfillment window, the divine period where everything previously spoken begins to manifest. But don't rush the unfolding. Some promises will bloom overnight, others will unfold over months. Both are miracles. Both are divine timing. Anointed One, let gratitude be your constant language. Gratitude magnetizes miracles. Each time you thank God, you open another dimension of grace. Each thank you becomes an echo in the heavens that draws more blessings your way. This is your divine season of emergence. Heaven is revealing the masterpiece that was hidden in your process. Every scar, every prayer, every act of endurance was brushwork on the canvas of destiny. Now step back and see what once looked chaotic has become holy order. You are not waiting for the light. You are the light. Walk in it. Shine without fear. Heaven has chosen you to illuminate this hour. Chosen one. The wind is shifting again. Can you feel it? That subtle change in the atmosphere that's stirring in your spirit. It's heaven's signal that another layer is unfolding. You've entered the realm of manifestation, but manifestation comes with maintenance. The same faith that brought you here must now sustain you here. The promise fulfilled is not the end, it's the beginning of a higher calling. This new level of grace demands clarity. You must now separate movement from momentum opportunities, from assignments. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not every door is divine. Some doors open to test your discernment, not to confirm your readiness. That's why your spiritual sensitivity is being sharpened. The Spirit of God is teaching you how to read the unseen, to sense what words can't explain, and to perceive what others overlook. Anointed One. Your discernment is your weapon. You'll need it now more than ever because exposure always attracts attention. Heaven is unveiling you, but that means eyes both friendly and false will turn toward you. Don't let this intimidate you. You were born to shine in spaces where darkness thought it had dominion. But learn this truth: authority is not loud. It is quiet confidence rooted in alignment. I remember a time when God began to elevate me publicly after years of silence. It felt exciting but also vulnerable. I had to learn that not everyone who celebrates you is for you. Some are curious, others are sent to distract. And so the Spirit taught me the power of strategic silence, to reveal only what heaven approved and to speak only what carried weight. That same wisdom is now being imparted to you. You will know when to speak and when to stay still. Chosen. 1. This is a season of sacred stewardship. Heaven is trusting you with resources, influence, and revelation. What you do with it determines the reach of your legacy. Handle everything with care. Speak with intention. Move with reverence. You are representing the King in every decision. The anointing on your life is not a decoration, it's a responsibility. And remember, the enemy does not fear those who speak loudly. He fears those who walk in consistent obedience. You are dangerous to darkness because your faith doesn't depend on feelings. You've learned to worship even when weary, to trust even when trembling. That's why breakthrough follows you. Heaven has recorded your perseverance. In the coming days, you'll notice divine validation. People who doubted you will begin to see the fruit of your obedience. Systems that once rejected you will now make room for you. But do not chase approval. Favor is not meant to be flaunted. It's meant to be funneled. Use your influence to lift others, not to exalt yourself. You are not being blessed to stand apart. You are being blessed to build bridges. You are also entering a prophetic window of divine recalibration. Relationships will shift, priorities will change, and routines that once worked will feel outdated. Don't resist the change. It's God updating your operating system. You can't carry yesterday's structure into tomorrow's assignment. Be flexible. Let Him rewrite your rhythms. Anointed One, your spirit is being re-anchored in peace. Even as the pace of life accelerates, you'll find calm in the chaos. That's the mark of divine maturity, stillness amidst movement. The world will marvel at how you carry so much with such grace. But you'll know it's not you, it's Him. So stay alert, stay low, stay yielded. The coming days are not to be feared but embraced. Heaven is expanding your reach, and every act of faith now will echo through eternity. You are walking in divine history. The words being written about your obedience will be remembered in heaven long after this season ends. Chosen one, walk with holy confidence. The assignment is active. The anointing is real. And the time is now. Anointed one, take a deep breath. The air is different now because you've crossed a threshold in the Spirit. Heaven is not whispering anymore, it's declaring. The silence has broken, and the trumpet of destiny is sounding over your life. What was once hidden is now being revealed. The promise that felt distant is now standing at your door. This is your appointed hour, your kairos moment, the divine intersection where prayer meets performance. But remember, the arrival of blessing doesn't mean the absence of battle. In fact, the greater the release, the sharper the resistance. The enemy always tries to confuse you when you are closest to clarity. He will use distractions, discouragement, and deception to make you doubt the promise. Don't fall for it. You are too close to victory to question your value. Chosen one, you were made for this moment. You've already proven that you can carry the weight of waiting. Now heaven is proving that it can carry you through manifestation. You don't need to force anything. The doors opening now are ordained. The timing, the people, the opportunities, all prearranged by divine intelligence. When it happens, you'll realize that your prayers were never unanswered. They were simply unfolding in divine time. I remember the first time I felt heaven's acceleration in my own life. It was as if everything I had prayed for years began to happen at once. One email, one encounter, one divine connection after another. It was beautiful, but it was also overwhelming. God had to remind me, don't rush through the blessing. Rest in it. That's the word for you. Now rest in the miracle. Don't analyze it. Don't explain it. Receive it. Anointed one, you are entering days of divine proof. The evidence of God's hand will be undeniable. Finances will flow, relationships will heal, opportunities will manifest, and your peace will multiply. The supernatural will feel natural because you've learned to live in alignment. But this is not just about receiving, it's about reflecting. You are a mirror of heaven on earth. When people see you, they will see His faithfulness. Be prepared for a holy kind of recognition. The world will start noticing the glow of obedience on you, that quiet authority, that radiant peace, that unexplainable confidence. It's the mark of one who walks with God. Don't deflect it in false humility. Accept it as evidence that His presence dwells within you. You've become a carrier of light. The next few days will also bring unexpected instructions. God may ask you to sow where you once suffered, to bless those who once betrayed you, or to speak life into what looks lifeless. Each instruction will carry purpose. Obedience will unlock overflow. Don't hesitate. Every yes you give heaven now will ripple across generations. Chosen one, I feel this deeply in my spirit. Your story is about to inspire many. You think you're just one person navigating faith, but heaven sees a lineage being transformed. Through your obedience, curses are being cancelled and covenants are being restored. You are the hinge on which history turns. That's why you can't give up. You're carrying too much glory to quit. The Spirit of God says, I am with you in every step. You will not stumble. You will not fall. What I started, I will finish. Let those words anchor you. Even when the pace quickens, grace will match it. Even when the unknown stretches before you, peace will guide it. Anointed one, lift your hands, metaphorically or literally, and surrender. The waiting season is over. The fulfillment season is alive. You are walking beneath an open heaven. The sound you're hearing is the door of destiny swinging wide. Step through it boldly. The promise is no longer approaching, it's here. Or chosen one. Pause for a moment and realize how far grace has carried you. Every mountain you've climbed, every valley you've endured, every storm that almost broke you, all of it brought you here. You are standing in a season that your past self could only imagine. The tears you cried in secret have become the water that nourished your harvest. Heaven has been watching, and now the Father is saying, it's time to see what your faith has built. The coming days will bring the unfolding of promises that once felt impossible. They will not arrive with thunder or noise, but through divine precision, small moments, right people, perfect timing. What's about to happen is not random, it's redemption. God is redeeming lost years, lost confidence, and even lost opportunities. You thought some doors were gone forever, but they were never gone, only reserved. What's for you was never in jeopardy. It was waiting for the right alignment of your character, your heart, and your readiness. Anointed. 1. This is not just a blessing season, this is a birthing season. The spiritual contractions you've been feeling, the pressure, the stretching, the emotional waves, are signs that something divine is crowning in your life. It's not pain, it's prophecy being fulfilled. Don't resist the discomfort, embrace it. Every push, every prayer, every act of surrender is delivering destiny into reality. But hear this clearly, birthing requires focus. Distraction is the enemy of delivery. You cannot carry what's sacred and entertain what's shallow. Guard your atmosphere, limit your exposure to noise, negativity, and doubt. The Spirit of God is fine-tuning your environment so that what's growing inside you is not contaminated by fear or confusion. There are certain conversations you can't engage in anymore, not because you're arrogant, but because you're anointed. I know this process personally. There was a time when I thought the pressure meant I was failing. But God showed me that pressure is not punishment, it's preparation. When you're carrying something big, it presses against everything weak inside you. It purges what can't go with you. And the more intense the push, the closer the promise. You are closer than you think. In the days ahead, you'll feel spiritual acceleration. What used to take months will happen in moments. The waiting season has transitioned into the walking season. Divine timing has converged with divine favor. But pace yourself, not every open door is an assignment. Some are tests of trust. The enemy will attempt to rush you so you miss God's rhythm. Don't move faster than your peace. Where there is peace, there is permission. Chosen one. Heaven is highlighting your name in places your feet haven't yet stepped. You are being discussed in rooms you've never entered, mentioned by voices you've never met. This isn't coincidence, it's confirmation. You don't need to chase visibility. Divine purpose has its own spotlight. God will align people, platforms, and provisions in ways you could never strategize. Stay faithful to your preparation, and He will handle your presentation. And when it all begins to manifest, keep your heart anchored. Remember, success without surrender leads to separation from the source. Everything coming is a trust, not a trophy. Handle it as a steward, not as an owner. The moment you hold too tightly, you stop the flow. Let every blessing pass through you, not end with you. You're a conduit of heaven, not the conclusion of it. Anointed one, this next wave will feel like holy fire, not destructive but refining. It will burn away complacency and ignite conviction. You'll find yourself speaking with new authority, loving with greater depth, and moving with quiet confidence. People will notice something different, and you won't need to explain it. The glow of obedience will speak for itself. So stay humble, stay holy, stay hungry. The divine story written about you is entering its most visible chapter. But even now, remember, this is not your finale. This is heaven's continuation. God isn't just blessing you. He's birthing a lineage of faith through you. The world is about to see what surrender looks like when heaven takes over. Anointed one, This is the moment where the divine story turns from promise to proof. You are now walking in what you once only believed for. But don't mistake manifestation for completion. It's only the beginning of stewardship. Heaven has answered, but now heaven is observing. How will you handle the blessing? Will you still pray when the provision arrives? Will you still worship when the waiting ends? This is where maturity begins. Chosen one. Your life is no longer in survival mode. It's in significance mode. Everything you do now echoes into eternity. Every choice, every word, every act of faith carries weight. You're not building moments anymore. You're building legacy. God didn't bring you this far to impress people. He brought you here to influence generations. There will be divine opportunities that test your motive. The platform will come, the recognition will come, but with it comes the question, can you remain pure when praised? The higher the elevation, the more invisible your foundation must remain. You are being called to be a hidden pillar, not a public spectacle. The real power is not in being seen, but in being sent. I recall a time when God expanded my reach and suddenly everything accelerated, messages spread faster, influence multiplied. But I quickly realized that visibility without vigilance breeds vulnerability. I had to return to the secret place to remind my soul that public favor means nothing without private faithfulness. That's what heaven is reminding you now. Don't trade intimacy for influence. In the coming days you'll feel heaven's weight press gently on your spirit, a reminder that to whom much is given, much is required. Don't resist that weight. Embrace it. It's not punishment. It's proof that you've been entrusted. The oil you carry is not ordinary. It's been pressed through pain, purified by patience, and preserved for purpose. Handle it with reverence. You'll also begin to see how the pieces connect. What once felt fragmented will suddenly make sense. Every no was protection. Every not yet was positioning. Every silent night was heaven's construction site. God was never ignoring you. He was integrating every detail into a perfect design. Now the masterpiece is coming into view. Anointed One, the days ahead will bring not only favor, but divine assignments. You will be sent to people who are weary, confused, or hopeless. You won't need to preach. Your presence will preach. The peace you carry will convict, the joy you radiate will heal, and the wisdom you speak will awaken others. You're not just a messenger, you're a manifestation of what obedience produces. Be prepared for divine intersections, moments when heaven orchestrates meetings that shift your direction. A conversation, a chance encounter, a word from a stranger. These are heavenly codes unlocking your next step. Don't dismiss them. Every connection now has eternal consequence. Chosen one, your obedience has built momentum. Heaven is no longer asking if you're ready, it's declaring that you are. You've endured the refining, embraced the pruning, and passed the test of patience. Now comes the harvest of purpose. The Lord is turning your quiet season into a loud testimony. People will look at your life and see undeniable evidence of God's faithfulness. Yet even in that, remember the secret of sustainability: gratitude. The more you thank Him, the more He trusts you. Gratitude keeps your spirit clean. It guards you from entitlement and keeps your eyes on grace. Never let the gift make you forget the giver. Anointed One, as this chapter unfolds, heaven is commissioning you. Go forth with power, but walk with peace. Speak boldly, but live gently. Carry miracles, but stay mindful. The world doesn't need another voice seeking glory. It needs vessels carrying God. That's who you are, a living altar, a breathing sanctuary, a walking testament of divine faithfulness. And when people ask how it all happened, you'll smile and say, "It was never me. It was God." That sentence alone will shift atmospheres. Because when humility and power walk hand in hand, heaven follows. Chosen one, as we enter this final movement of the message, take a moment to breathe in what heaven has already begun to release. Can you feel it? That sense of divine completion, that holy calm that rests after a long storm, it's not your imagination. You've stepped into the aftermath of alignment. The spiritual battle that once drained your strength is over, and now the Lord is crowning you with peace. What was once pressure has become purpose. What was once survival has become strategy. You are standing in a divine afterglow, and everything about your life is about to testify that God finishes what He starts. You've walked through years that felt like preparation without promotion, waiting without answers. But what you didn't realize was that heaven was writing chapters beneath the surface. The invisible seasons were not empty. They were formative. You were learning the rhythm of God's heart, the language of silence, the strength of stillness. Those moments you thought were wasted were sacred. They built your endurance, your faith, your discernment. Now every hidden lesson is about to find expression. Anointed one, you have entered the era of fulfillment. And fulfillment doesn't mean everything becomes easy. It means everything finally makes sense. You'll look back and see how every detour led to destiny, how every loss cleared the path for gain, and how every unanswered prayer was protection in disguise. God is not just redeeming time, He's restoring trajectory. The story of your life is turning into living proof that delay is not denial, it's design. In these coming days, you'll begin to sense a deeper partnership between heaven and your hands. Your prayers will carry new weight. Your words will manifest faster. The authority in your voice will shift rooms. What you decree will begin to take shape in the natural realm because your spirit is now fully aligned with God's will. This is not imagination. This is spiritual maturity. You've graduated from begging to partnering, from hoping to embodying. The kingdom of God is not something outside of you, it's flowing through you. I remember when I first began to walk in this level of partnership with the Spirit. It was quiet but powerful. I stopped striving to make things happen, and suddenly things began to happen through me. Doors opened, hearts healed, resources appeared not through pressure but through peace. That's where you are now, chosen one. You've surrendered striving, and in doing so, you've stepped into divine flow. The favor you'll experience now won't feel like labor. It will feel like alignment. But with divine flow comes divine responsibility. The world is watching. Heaven has marked you as an ambassador, and every step you take from this point carries the fragrance of representation. Walk with grace, lead with love, speak with fire, but move with gentleness. You are not here to prove who you are here to reveal who He is through you. The kingdom advances not through noise, but through nurture. The Spirit of God is calling you to build something lasting. This isn't about temporary applause, it's about eternal architecture. The foundation has been tested, and now it's time to construct legacy. One act of faith, one seed of kindness, one conversation at a time. You are the cornerstone of what's next in your lineage. Because of your obedience, curses are breaking. Because of your perseverance, blessings are flowing. Because of your surrender, generations will know freedom. Chosen one heaven is also reminding you of balance. Rest is not retreat, it's reinforcement. You are entering a season where restoration and revelation will walk side by side. Some days will feel busy with blessing, others will feel silent but sacred. Both are holy. The rhythm of divine living is not constant movement, but consistent awareness. You must learn to pause even while progress unfolds. Protect your spiritual oxygen: prayer, stillness, gratitude. These are the anchors that keep your soul from drifting in the tide of success. And yes, abundance is coming, the kind of abundance that stretches beyond money, abundance of clarity, relationships, creativity, energy, and peace. Your entire atmosphere will begin to reflect the presence of God. The tension in your home will lift. Laughter will return where silence once lived. Even your physical body will respond: renewed strength, restored vitality, effortless joy. It's more than a blessing. It's a recalibration of everything connected to you. Anointed One, as you carry this fire forward, remember this truth: you are not ending a journey, you are initiating a legacy. Your obedience has opened portals for others. Your yes has made way for unseen generations to thrive. In the heavenly record, your name is not listed as survivor, it's written as builder. You've become the bridge between what was broken and what will be blessed. The coming days will bring public confirmation of private obedience. Unexpected calls, divine partnerships, opportunities that feel surreal, all will point back to one truth heaven remembers. The reward is not a random favor, it's divine repayment. You sowed tears, and now you're reaping joy. You gave without applause, and now God Himself is honoring you. And when that flood of blessing arrives, when everything you prayed for begins to manifest at once, remain anchored in humility. Keep your knees bent in gratitude. Let your first response always be worship. The goal was never comfort. It was communion. The miracle isn't just what's happening around you, it's what's happening within you. You've become the proof that surrender is strength, that obedience is power, that faith truly moves mountains. So as you step out of this message and into manifestation, declare this over your life: I am aligned. I am ready. I am walking in divine timing. Say it until it becomes your heartbeat. Say it until heaven echoes back. You have survived the pruning, endured the process, and now you are stepping into perpetual promise. Chosen One, stay steady. The world is about to witness the glow of one who never gave up. And when they ask how you did, it simply say, grace carried me. Because in the end, that's what this entire journey has been. Grace upon grace, glory upon glory, from hiddenness to holiness, from waiting to walking. The coming days are crucial, not because something might happen, but because everything already is. Heaven has shifted. The earth will respond. And you, chosen one, are standing exactly where prophecy and purpose finally meet. My chosen one, as this sacred message draws to a close, know this: heaven has already moved on your behalf. The shift you've been sensing is not a promise, it's a present reality. The atmosphere around you has changed because your obedience has opened something in the unseen. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the divine intersection where destiny meets readiness, where faith becomes fulfillment. Anointed One, the supernatural transfer is already in motion. Every delay has been reversed. Every silent seed you planted in tears is now breaking through the soil of manifestation. The same God who authored your story is perfecting it even now. This is the hour to walk with holy confidence, not in striving, but in stillness. What's unfolding will not require force, it will respond to your faith. So lift your head, breathe deeply, and let gratitude become your language. Thank Him now for what is already shifting, for the peace returning to your home, for the restoration touching your family, for the divine opportunities aligning with your name. This is not preparation anymore. This is performance. You are stepping into the visible proof of what heaven has promised. Chosen. 1. Stay faithful. Stay aligned. The same Spirit that began this work will sustain it. Walk boldly into your next chapter, knowing the glory is already on you and the victory is already written for you. If this word has stirred something within your spirit, seal it now. Declare in the comments, I am walking in divine timing. And as you go, may peace cover you, favor surround you, and grace guide every step. Your time has come. Stay ready.